Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. Y'all, God called me to give a message, a message, a message. The message I heard is anything to do. The scripture comes from Isaiah 62. For Zion's sake, I will not be silent. For Jerusalem's sake, I will not be quiet, until her vindication shines forth like the dawn, and her victory like a burning torch. Nations shall behold your vindication, and all kings your glory. You shall be called by a new name, pronounced by the mouth of the Lord. You shall be a glorious crown in the hand of the Lord, a royal diadem held by your God. No more shall men call you forsaken, or your land desolate, but you shall be called my delight, and your land espoused. For the Lord delights in you, and makes your land his spouse. As a young man marries a virgin, your builder shall marry you. And as a bridegroom rejoices in his bride, so shall your God rejoice in you. Okay, so here's the message for somebody. You were in a very detrimental situation. You were in a situation where a trap was set for you, and there were literally people standing around watching and waiting for you to fall into this trap. And God himself reached out his own hand and pulled you out of that situation. God himself reached out his own hand and pulled you out of that situation. There were people involved, and I wasn't like, I almost said so many. There were a lot of people involved. There were a lot of people that wanted to see you fall into this trap. There were a lot of people that were going around and calling you desolate. There were a lot of people that were going around saying very awful things about you, calling you forsaken. For some of you, these people have been orchestrating time and time again, trying to cause your downfall. Time and time again, they have been trying to destroy you. Regardless to as the why doesn't matter. As far as God is concerned, their why is not reason enough for you to fall. Their why is unimportant to God. Their why is nonsense. God says that you will receive vindication. You will receive restoration. God says his glory is going to shine through you. And, for someone, you may be in a moment where you are healing and realizing what you truly escaped. Okay? And even now, as you are in this, like, these people may still be trying to trap you, but God says it shall not come to pass. They may still be coming up with little plots and plans, and they have all of this going on, but God says it shall not come to pass. It shall not come to pass. If they try to chase after you, just how when Pharaoh was chasing after the children of Israel, and God allowed the water to drown all of those people under, like, all of his chariots, which I actually saw a video where they showed that the chariots are still under the water to this day. Okay, they found them. They found some of them. And I'm just saying that to say, God is not playing about you. And God is saying anything to do. In reality, anything to do, as in God is giving you things to do. You are busy in this hour. And even if, your enemies are looking at you and they are trying to find little traps and little tricks, they're trying to find little schemes to get you to be, regardless if they want to get you at a certain place or they want to get you to a certain area. God is telling me for somebody, there is somebody that is trying to get you to certain places. And before you get to these places, this person will be working out a plan to get you captured. This person will be working out a plan to get you in a snare. This person is trying to work out a plan to get you caught up. So, it's not to say that but God warned you. And it's like you have a feeling, you have a gut feeling. God is talking to you. And God gives you other things to do. So regardless to if like you are working for God's kingdom or if you are working on yourself or God has you working out some kind of plan, it's like whoever this is for, God says that he has given you so many other things to do with your time that you don't have time to fall into this plan. You don't have time to fall into this trap. You don't have like you don't have the energy. You know, whatever it is that God has you doing, it is draining a lot of energy from you, and God is doing that on purpose. And it's not to punish you. It's not to cause you any anxiety. He's not trying to stress you out. But in reality, for some of you, at times, your thing to do is sleep and rest and, you know, retain your energy or regain your energy, because God is saying that this is keeping you from falling into this trap. Because God has you focused on what he wants you to do. What he wants you to do is trumping out these other things. And it could be like, you know, someone calling out of the blue trying to invite you out somewhere. They're saying, let's go to the club. Let's go to the bar. Let's go out to eat. Let's go get some drinks. Let's go on a date here. Let's go hang out over here. God has already let you know that this person is a counterfeit. God has already let you know that this friend has been talking about you behind your back. God has already shown you several times that this person deliberately tries to set you up time and time again. And it is not like, you're not falling for it. I just feel like that's literally what it is. You're not falling for it. You don't trust this person. Whoever this person is that keep trying to pull you into a trap, you don't even trust them at this point. And even if you did trust them, even if there was a tiny hint or a tiny taste or like a little bead of hope that you would even think about entertaining them for an hour or two, you are busy and you don't have time. And in reality, God is saying he forbids it, because the plans that this person has for you are detrimental. He forbids you to go and entertain any of this nonsense, because in reality, even if it was a situation where you go, y'all hang out and y'all have a blast, this person is working some kind of scheme against you. They are plotting against you. And they are plotting against you. This is a patient evil. This is somebody that they are evil and they are patient with it. They are patiently waiting for the opportunity to get you caught up. They are patiently waiting for the moment they will be able to strike you. And God says that you don't even realize the flex that he is about to work through you. He is about to flex. He is about to flex. He is about to flex. And even just hearing God say he about to flex, it get me excited, because the last time he told me he was about to flex, he did a big flex. God is about to flex on somebody. Like whoever this person is that's trying to trap you, God is about to flex. Flex. God says, no more shall men call you forsaken or your land desolate, but you shall be called my delight, and your land espoused. For the Lord delights in you and makes your land his spouse. God says that he is choosing you as his bride. God is saying that he chooses you. You are his person. He is taking you on. He is like, he is the one that is going to take care of you. He will provide and protect you. He will ensure that you are, God says you have no evil to fear, because he is right next to you. He is with you. He is going to be with you. You're not alone in this. You are not alone. 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 You are not alone in this. And I'm being reminded of this video that I saw of this woman. She was at a hotel. I'm not sure if she was checking into the hotel or what exactly she was doing there, but she is at the front desk. And this man and this woman come in, bust into the door, drag her by her hair out of the hotel. She is screaming for help to the clerk, who stands there acting as if he doesn't see anything. But there was a person that was checked into the hotel that heard her, and he called the police. He saw what was happening. He called the police, and the police came and got them and took them to jail. and took her to the hospital. I'm saying this to say, once again, even if you feel as though you are alone, you are not alone. You may feel as though you are alone, but you are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. Just like these people, these evil people have placed people in certain places to ignore things, just like the person behind the desk obviously in on it. And I've said this before about another situation where a woman was at a hotel and she's in her hotel room and a man just busts in there trying to kidnap her. But she kept him out the room. And he had a key. He had a key. He had a key. He had a key to her room. She went downstairs to the clerk and they kept giving her, running her around in circles. They kept trying to act like they didn't know what was going on. They trying to act like they don't know how he got the key. Obviously, they gave him the key. Obviously. I've heard cases where the clerks at the desk try to say, that the person knew their name or something like that. Or like it's just so it's BS. And at this point in time, to me, and I'm not a police officer, I'm not a detective, it is obvious that a lot of these it's not the hotel chain itself, the front desk clerks are in on some of these kidnappings. They are getting cuts on some of these kidnappings. They know what's happening to these women, and they are being paid money to hush up about it. And it is so sad, it's so pathetic, and it's so evil. But God says that there is someone they're trying to get you to certain places, specific places, because they have paid people to act like they don't see what's going on. They have hushed people up. They may be a part of, it may be like I forgot what they call it, like a ring. Like they have a group of people that are in certain positions in certain places that are they paid to be quiet. They paid to act like they don't see anything, they don't know anything. God says he has people too. They are not the only ones that have people in places. God has people in places, in specific places, to save you, to protect you, to ensure that no harm comes to you. I'm being reminded of this time I went to my friend's birthday party. And I was walking out from the club to my car. I came by myself. My friend was there with me, but I didn't leave with them. I had my own car, and we parked in completely opposite directions. And, I'm going to be real and say I feel like at that moment I should have realized that wasn't really my friend, because, the real thing would have been to walk me to my car to make sure I was good. But it is what it is. We're going to keep it pushing with the story. Anyways, I'm walking to my car. And when I first walked out, I was literally walking alone. And then out of nowhere, I saw these two women. Like, I did not see them inside the club. I did not see them inside the club. And they walked up. It's like it was nobody around me while I was walking. And out of nowhere, they walked in front of me. And they were in front of me. They were walking like very close to me, though. It was like they were at a respectable distance from me because I didn't know them, but they were close enough to me to where it looked like I did, and I was walking with them. And as I'm walking to my car, there's like a huge group of men standing there, and they started harassing us. And we all, we went off or whatever. I'm not gonna act like I was not saved at that time, okay? But anyways, I'll be real. Okay, 100. Anyways, so I keep going, and I get to my car and I realized that I was looking at the door. That's when I had first got my dream car. Okay, I had my DeVille. I get to my car and I noticed that somebody was trying to break into my car door, but that the '04 big bodies, okay, it's hard to get up in the car. It's made of steel. Okay, that's why I like that car. Okay, anyways, I unlock the door, get inside my car, lock the doors, and I cut the car on. I start switching through to look for a CD or something. I look up and look around, and those two women disappeared. Like, they disappeared. And the group of men that I had walked past were staring at my car, looking angry, looking pissed off, looking shocked. And yeah, I'm saying that to say, and I know something was planned that night. I know something was plotted that night. I know something was planned, something was plotted. I've already told, like, the enemy has been after me since I was a little girl. Since I was a little girl. Since I was a little girl. And God will make things happen to save you. God will do things. Things will shock you. It will shock you. I have in front of me, there have been times when the exact person that tried to start problems for me, the exact person trying to trap me, the exact person trying to cause me harm, God will jump into them and make them stop immediately. And I'm saying this to say, I have seen people, I don't know who this is for, somebody, like, this is for somebody. There have been times where I went places and I knew I saw somebody and God spoke to me and said, this person has come up here to try to attack you. But they said nothing to me. They stood there and they stared at me. And I know it sounds weird, like, oh, Star, like, why would you just assume that? I'm going to tell you why. Because first of all, they just stood, I knew them, I knew of them, and it's not someone that I was friends with. And they stood there and they stared at me. And it was one time I was at a restaurant and the other time when I was at a grocery store. And they just stood there and they stared at me. And it's almost like they were in a daze. It's almost like they were in some kind of shock. Because they were even, like, you could tell by what they had on that they came up there to fight. They didn't go in the restaurant. They didn't order no food. They literally stood there, stared at me. I went in, got my food, and when I came back out, they would get in the car to leave. At the grocery store, stood there, stared at me. I went in the grocery store, got my food, came out, gone. God says that you do not have to stress yourself or worry about these people. You do not have to stress yourself or worry about any kind of plans that anybody is making against you. Because God says, just like they think they got all these connections and they know all these people, God know everybody too. And God can use anybody, even your own enemy. God said he will use your own enemy. They will be thinking they got all these plans together and they doing all this and they doing all that, and God says he will use your own enemy to save you. God is saying for somebody, he is about to flex with you because he has been asking people to stop for months. I hear for years for somebody, and they just keep insisting. And you know, it is going to be a situation where God is going to bless you in such a way. It is going to be shocking. It is going to be appalling. God is going to make the work that God is about to do through you. It is going to be shocking. It is going to be appalling. You are going to be blessed through this. Even though you are in the midst of a storm. Even though you are in the midst of, you feel like you in a desert. You feel like you are, you're under pressure right now. But God says when you come up out of that pressure, you're going to be a diamond. When you come up out of that pressure, ain't nobody going to be able to tell you nothing. And it's not in a cocky way. And I don't feel like this is an arrogant person. I don't feel like this is somebody that is going to be trying to brag or anything like that. But it's going to be something that you are not going to brag about it, but it is going to be very obvious. Like, you know, when God does things, when God do something, it's amazing. When God do something, it is just, it defies all logic. Kind of like a woman's body. When a woman is pregnant, our bodies automatically move our organs out of the way so there's room for the baby. It defies all logic. It don't make sense. And it's just when God does something, it's amazing. When God touches something, when God does something, it is simply amazing. God says the blessing that you are about to receive is going to make these people upset, though. It's going to make them mad because they are really like, They had all these plans together, and they have all these plans for you, and they have all these things. They have the list of things that they are going to do, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do that, and they're going to do this, and watch them do that, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do that. God said he shut all that down. They can sit around and dream about it all they want to, but he has already shut it down. It's over. He has already shut it down. It's over. And in reality, they need to find something better to do. And like, that's why I was saying it goes both ways. You have things to do that are more important than you even considering whatever plans this person got going on. They need to find something better to do that will be more productive than trying to cause you harm, because there's no good outcome for them there. There's no good outcome for them. Regardless, like either way, the route that they're going down, they are either going down a route of being disappointed because they are not going to be able to achieve their goal. And for some of them, they may end up in jail. Okay. For whoever you are, this is a situation where they really think that they will be able to get away with this. And with you, they will not, because you are different. They don't want to acknowledge that you are different. They want to keep acting as if you are not different, but you are different. There is something that makes you stand out from their other victims. And, the other thing is they're going to end up seeing the blessing that God is going to give you. And, in reality, it is so sad that we live in a world where there are people that are so hateful, so envious, so jealous that they only want good for themselves. They don't want to see anybody else happy. They don't want to see anybody else blessed. They think that it's a bad thing. And, like I said, for whoever you are, this is a situation where this person just, you didn't do anything. You have done nothing wrong. You have done nothing wrong. You have done nothing wrong. This is literally a situation where bullying on steroids. This is somebody that is just harassing you. They have become obsessed with harassing you. They have become obsessed with bullying you. It is a passion to them. And that is something that they have to work out within themselves. It's nothing that you can do to fix it. It doesn't matter how nice you are. This is somebody, like I said, you did nothing to this person. It don't matter how nice you are to them. It doesn't matter how sweet you are to them. It doesn't matter how much you try to help them. It doesn't matter how much you try. Like, this is someone that you cannot please. They will only be pleased if they see you destroyed. And God is not going to allow them to see you destroyed. God will not even allow you yourself to destroy yourself. God says you have no option with this. He is not going to allow you to fall. God says that he is taking you as a bride. God is taking you as a bride. God is going to rejoice in you. God says you do not deserve this. And, for somebody, I just feel it upon my heart. God is saying, it's just making me emotional. Okay, this is hurting God when you say that you want to give up. It hurts God when you say that you want to give up. It hurts God when you say that you want to just give up. And I feel like whoever you are hurt by these people's actions, because maybe it's somebody close to you, maybe it's somebody you love, and it's somebody that you are just shocked and appalled that they will be treating you this way. God says that you are hurting him when you say that you want to give up. Don't give up. He is about to orchestrate a miracle within you. God is about to bring you up out of that situation. When you come up out of that situation, you will be the lender, not the borrower. When you come up out of this here, you are going to be called by a new name. God says you will be called by a new name. It will be like you are in the desert, but you are not in a pit. Like, you are not in jail. You are not a prisoner. You are not you're not a slave. You are not any of these things. God says it's not a situation where you are just wasting away. You are building towards your future. And even if it takes, a little while to get to where you're going, it will be better. Like, it is much better. This, like, I forgot where I get this from, but it is much better to put forth effort every day to get to a certain goal than to put forth no effort at all. And like I said, you are busy. God says you have other things to do. You have more important things to do. You are busy working towards this future, even if you are just taking one step at a time. Even if you are just taking one step at a time, you are moving towards getting up the stairs. God says when you get to the top of the floor, when you get to the top of the stairs, you are going to be shocked yourself. They will be shocked and you will be shocked. And that's the message. God says that, you have other things to do. You have other things to do. And for somebody, if you don't know what's going on, if you're confused about what's going on, this is why. You are confused about why God has you so busy. You are confused with why God keeps telling you, no, don't talk to this person. No, don't go there. No, you just sit here. God has other things for you to do, and he is protecting you right now. And it's not even just the case, like, it's not the fact that if you were to go, something bad would happen to you, protecting to you. In some cases, he is protecting your heart and your feelings. Because this is like I said, God says somebody has been feeling like they just want to give up and they tired. God says he is not going to allow you to give up. Even if you deliberately were to try to walk into the line of danger, God will pull you out, because he does not want you in that situation. God said no, and it's a hard no. It's a no, and it's a hard no. It's a no, and it's a hard no. God has something for you to do. There are other things for you to do. God says you are on a mission. You are on his mission, and you will complete his mission. You have other things to do. You have other things to do. And I don't know who that's for, and that was stern. You have other things to do. It's a no, and it's a hard no. God is not going to allow you to end up in that situation, even if you try. So you best to believe that whatever that it is that they plotting behind your back, whatever it is, regardless if you know about it or not, it's not going to work. God says he won't let you fall for it, even if you try, because God says he is about to work a miracle within you. God is going to get all the praise for this outcome. God will receive all the glory for this outcome. God said he is about to show up and show out in such a way it's not going to make no sense. These people going to be left scratching their heads trying to figure out what happened. God says you his bride. And that's that. That's the message. Once again, no. And it's a hard no. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.